Right, so here it is, right? For me, as someone who doesn't trade crypto, this is like the biggest barrier to entry.
Yeah.
Right, how do you actually get money onto crypto and start trading crypto?
Yeah, so first of all, you need to set up a centralized exchange. So a centralized exchange is basically like a platform where you can convert your fiat currency, which is pounds, dollars, etc., into crypto, right? And centralized exchanges usually hold your money for you. That is to say that when your crypto or your funds are on there, you don't actually own it. You don't have custody over it. And you only get custody once you send it to a wallet. Basically what I'm going to teach today is setting up the exchange, making that first exchange, and then sending it to a wallet where you have full control and self-custody over your crypto.
So money's in the exchange first before the wallet? It doesn't go wallet exchange?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
Nice. The exchange I'm going to be showing Pete is called Kraken Pro. There's many different exchanges. There's Binance, Coinbase, Bybit, etc. But I've been using Kraken Pro for ages.
I've just opened up Kraken Pro. What now? Create an account?
Yep. Just got to put in your email, make a password. Obviously, we're going to blur this out. You will also need some form of ID because you need to do something called KYC, stands for Know Your Customer. And it's basically with financial apps, they've got to know who they're dealing with, basically.
Right, so when you're signing up, like I've just been doing there, you'll get a little questionnaire. It's pretty much asking you like, crypto isn't like a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yep.
It's dangerous as other investments.
Yeah.
Just like be prepared to lose money you put in.
Yeah, and you're not protected by the FCA. If you lose your money, it's lost. Stable coins aren't guaranteed to be stable, and meme coins move a lot, basically.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have too much trouble with that.
Just like, it's pretty much common sense though.
Yeah.
It's going to ask for your photo of your ID, so I'm just going to use my driver's license. Don't use your fake ID if you got one. All right, I've just finished the sign-up process.
Yeah.
Saying deposit crypto or deposit GBP.
So go ahead and click GBP and choose whatever you want, but...
All right, so I'm going to do a manual bank transfer just because I'm using Revolut and it doesn't have it on the easy bank transfer. We might be hiding some personal details, but it makes it pretty clear what you have to do.
Yeah, so basically, when you're doing a manual bank transfer, it's a bit like making a BACS payment. You basically put a sort code, name, an account number, and you send it like you would to any other person, and it should arrive in your account. So Pete's just sent the money from his bank onto Kraken's exchange with a manual bank transfer, and because it's his first time depositing pounds onto the account, sometimes it takes maybe a few hours for the funds to actually appear. And that's just because they're checking that his account's who he says he is and that he's not doing anything dodgy. So we'll update it when the money arrives in his account.
Start trading.
And, well, he actually has to wait 24 hours before he can start make his first trade because, again, it's to limit people doing dodgy things with crypto and trying to launder money. So we'll see how it's going in a day's time, all right?
Nice one. Right, I've got the app, the money's in my account.
Yep.
How do I start trading crypto?
Okay, so first open up Kraken Pro.
Yep.
Click the two purple arrows at the bottom.
Got you.
And then select the market at the top where it says Bitcoin USD. And you want to make sure it says spot and margin and not futures.
Got you.
Yeah. And then, so we're going to buy a stable coin called USDC. So search in USDC.
How do I know which one it is then?
So because we're using pounds, you want to look for USDC/GBP. So if you scroll a bit, it should appear. There you go. So if you click on it, and then you've got a few different sort of things that you can change here at the bottom.
Right, to me, this all looks like pretty complicated now.
Yeah.
So this is the chart.
That's the chart, yeah. So we're going to be buying USDC with GBP.
Right.
So we're looking at it's on buy. Then if you click there where it says limit, These are all the different kind of market orders you can make. We don't really need to look at any of that at the moment. Just market order is what we want. So if you click market at the top,
Yep.
and then you want to make sure that on this second drop-down list it says spot.
Right.
Yep. So this sliding thing at the bottom allocates how much money you want to put into the exchange.
Okay.
Or you can just type it. So if you put £200,
Right, and just quickly, this market price bit,
yeah,
is that the pound versus the dollar? What's
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Right.
that's the exchange rate. Yeah.
Okay. So what do we want?
So you can just slide it to max, this sliding thing here, and I'll put £200. Yeah.
But you could put in like any amount you wanted
yeah.
here. Yeah.
So we don't want to take profit or stop loss. We've got our available balance, and then you click buy, and you should have to swipe across. Yep.
Shit.
So swipe
Right.
to confirm.
Here we go.
There you go. So order filled just means like the exchange is done.
Okay.
Yep. So if you click done, and then go back to the home screen. That's the one. And then portfolio just at the right of the buttons. If you scroll down a bit. There you go. So you can see that now your whole thing is in USDC.
Got you.
And it doesn't say £200 anymore because you spent 54p on fees.
Got you.
So next step is to set up the wallet, because we're going to be sending the USDC from the exchange into your wallet.
Yep.
Okay, so the wallet we're going to be using is called Phantom, right? If you go into your app store and download Phantom.
Alright, got that downloaded now.
Yep. We're now at the home screen, just open the app, and you just come to this sort of menu here.
Create a new wallet.
So create a new wallet, and then here you can either choose a seed phrase, which is a string of 12 words, or if you don't want to have the hassle of writing it down, you can set it up with an email or an Apple account.
Is the seed phrase more secure?
I would choose seed phrase, yeah. So obviously we're not going to show the seed phrase, because if you give your seed phrase away, they have access to your wallet, and therefore they have access to your funds, and you can lose all your money. So what you should never do with your seed phrase is write it down on your phone or your laptop or anything like that.
Really?
Only ever put it on paper
Right, I'll delete
or
that.
metal, and don't let anyone ever see it, Pete. Okay?
I'll just put it in my notes. Right. Okay, I'll
So-
save it somewhere.
We're going to cut now, and Pete's going to go write it down on a piece of paper, okay?
Alright, here we go. I'm on the wallet now.
Let's go. All right. So you've got the wallet.
So now am I gonna like link it to the Kraken thing?
You've got to send your money from Kraken to your wallet, yeah.
Okay.
So just to give you like a quick tour, whistle-stop tour around the wallet. These here are the different networks, right? Got Solana, Ethereum, Base, Polygon, and Bitcoin.
Right.
Now, right now, we're only going to be focusing on Solana and Bitcoin, okay?
Yep.
So if you go up here, you can sort of make a few changes, and account addresses. These are, so you know how we spoke before about public address, public key. So that's your public key for Solana, and then
So you got a different one for each
blockchain.
blockchain.
Yeah, we actually only want Solana and Bitcoin. If you go settings and then active networks, you can turn like what you want on and off.
Yeah, but these lot wouldn't have to do it if they wanted to trade Sui or whatever.
If you want to put that into your wallet,
Yeah.
we're just going to be focusing on Bitcoin and Solana.
Alright.
So once you've done that, you'll see just Bitcoin and Solana shown in your wallet. And then to find your public key, public address, you hit receive here and then copy. And it'll say copied Solana, right?
So it doesn't matter if they see that.
No. So then if you go back onto exchange, so
Right.
back onto Kraken,
Yep.
and then go to portfolio.
Got a bit of communist loudspeakers going on. Yeah,
Right. If you go portfolio,
yeah,
you hit withdraw,
yeah.
and then it'll show you a list of assets. You want to choose USDC because that's what we've just exchanged. And then add withdrawal address. And then if you scroll down a bit to Solana.
So if I put all my money in Solana now, can I put it in Bitcoin and shit later or not?
Yeah, you can always swap back. So paste it in there. And then next. Call it whatever you want.
Just so you can remember it.
Yeah, just so you can differentiate between them. and then you'll get an email. So if you go into your email and click confirm, and then if you go back into the app, just click on one. And then what you can do is you can just put like a little bit to test. You can just put like $5, but I'd recommend just sending it all at once because we know it's the right address. And then confirm. So if you go back into your Phantom wallet now,
There we go.
instant.
So why have I already lost 0.01%? Is that because the market's already going down?
Oh, that's just basically, that's always it. It just shows you what the price of USDC is like doing in the market.
Okay, got you.
It's pretty irrelevant when you just start out.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's how quick it is to get your money onto Solana.
Nice. So now from here, I'm ready to start buying any crypto coin I want.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. All right, and then, right, and then in this episode, we're gonna make like what? First trade, one trade, buy something.
Yeah. Can do. Yeah.
All right. Good time to buy.
Yeah. I hope so. I made a little mistake there. When you first send money to your wallet, your Solana wallet, you'll need a small amount of Solana, the SOL token, because basically when you want to interact with anything on chain, that's to make a transaction, you need a small amount of Solana's token, SOL, to cover the transaction fee, right?
So pretty much, if you wanted to trade with 500 quid, and you set aside 500 quid, like leave like
maybe a
five or
$5
something.
Yeah. Just for Solana, send that first, and then you'll be fine, you'll be set up. Just remember to send some Solana to your wallet first, and you'll be good.
Yeah, cool. All right, should we make the first trade then?
Yeah, let's do it. If you open up Phantom,
All right, yeah.
so Phantom has an in-app browser, right? So you can access any of the websites you normally would. It's just like the internet, right? So if you go to browser and then click on the search and then type in Jupiter, you'll get like a drop-down list, and just click the one at the top there.
So is this a coin?
No, so Jupiter is one of the like most OG, long-standing apps on Solana. Essentially, what it is, it's an aggregator. When you want to swap from one token to another, just like we did on Kraken, the centralized exchange, Jupiter is the decentralized exchange.
So is Solana a coin as well as a blockchain?
Solana's the blockchain. Sol is the token.
All right.
Yeah.
Got it.
And so what Jupiter is an aggregator, right? So you know Trainline, or any of the flight radar kind of websites.
Or like SeatGeek, so.
Yeah, it finds the best possible, cheapest possible route for you to get your trade.
Yep.
Basically, that's what Jupiter does, just with tokens. So if you go ahead and scroll down a bit and hit Connect Wallet, and then choose Phantom, it will pop up and it'll say Connect Wallet.
Yeah.
And you say, yeah, confirm. So what that does is, these crypto websites, basically they have built in sort of, it's like almost like an extension. And what it allows you to do is connect your wallet, and that website can now interact with your wallet. Only when you confirm it. So it's now your wallet's connected to the website. You can choose what you're selling and what you're buying.
Okay.
So in this case, we're going to be selling some USDC and buying some SOL.
All right.
So you put 50 in.
So that's 0.29 SOL.
Yeah, and so you go ahead and click swap. You'll get a pop-up. You hit confirm.
Shit.
And then process. It's that quick.
It's that simple.
Yeah, that's how quick Solana is.
Shit.
Insane, it's like that. So now, if you go back to your home page and refresh, you'll see that you'll have $50 less and a bit more SOL. There you go.
I do. Shit. All right.
Now, Jupiter is like one of the most popular apps because it's just so cheap to use. If you go back,
It doesn't look like Sol's doing that well, doesn't it?
Yeah, crypto's having a bit of a hard time, so hopefully it's a good time.
Right.
If you go
so
back,
ideally though, if it's having a hard time, it should be about to shoot up and we should make some money.
hopefully.
All right. Just because he's saying buy it doesn't mean I'll necessarily buy it and you should buy it either.
If you go to this button here, it shows
Time one.
Yeah, the time one. It shows all your recent activity.
Nice.
So this you can see is the swap that you made, dollars to SOL. If you click on it and then scroll down a bit, you can see it says view on SolScan.
How do you do
Yeah, click on that. So SolScan is a website which shows you the entire blockchain history. So
Right.
for Solana, SolScan's one of the biggest ones.
So my trade should be on here now.
Yeah, so this is your trade here.
Right.
And if you scroll down a bit, you should be able to see the fees. Yeah.
So is that what the commission they took?
Yeah, 0.0001 SOL. It's
So what's
like
that, about 2p?
it's like nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
Super cheap, instant settlement. What's not to love?
So we made our first trade.
We have indeed.
Alright. Nice.
Yeah. So do you want to get some more? Some few other ones?
More.